Hello friends, my name is Liam Hickey. Welcome back to the channel. 7 months ago, I started my very first business, and today I'm going to talk about why. There's a really cool story that kind of goes along with this, which is why I wanted to make this video, but first I should give you a little bit of context. About a year ago, I was a professional musician, still am. I owned a record label, which I still do, and had owned that for about a year and a half. And I wasn't loving what I was doing. I had a couple of grievances with the music industry as a whole, which is a video for a topic for another video. I was really at a point where I wasn't sure what I wanted to do next, where I wanted to go in career, life speaking. And so I did a lot of thinking, and I discovered that one thing I really want to do is I want to travel more. It was partly encouraged by about that time I went on a large soul-searching Europe trip in classic fashion. I discovered I really want to travel more, and that's a big thing that I wanted to focus on. And I realized that being a full-time musician was not something that I could be traveling unless I was, going on the road or something of that sort. So I started hunting for remote jobs. I started looking for all sorts of cool opportunities, and I got pretty far in some really, really cool interviews and had some really, really cool jobs lined up, and nothing ended up coming from it, which ended up being for the best. But at the time I had no idea what I was going to do, and I just kind of gave up. 8 months ago, I just said, screw it, I'm going to do my own thing. I don't know what I'm going to do, but if I can't find a remote job that is what I want, I'm going to make one. And so I started thinking. And that's where this story kind of starts. That's where I kind of was at. So the way this story starts is I go and I visit a new barber in my local area. I walk in and I love the vibes. They're really, really nice. I go and sit down at the chair, and I start talking to this guy, and I start talking to him just about his business, about life. And he's really sort of inspires me. He talks about sort of his problems that he has. He talks about how he's new to the area. He's moving from one side of the country to another. He talks about how he's been in this industry for decades, done haircutting on film sets, and done all these really, really cool opportunities. And he has a large portfolio of amazing clients he's worked with, and he does great work. It ended up being a fantastic cut. But he talked about how he really struggles with bringing in new clients, getting set up in a new area, and all the stuff that comes with business owning that isn't cutting hair for him. And so besides the fulfillment, he really struggles with those other things, with the finances, with the particularly getting in new clients, the marketing, the sales. He really struggles with those things. And I, as someone who also was owning a record label at that time with my business partner, I resonated with that. And I know many other people I talked to about it also resonated with that. And it really got me thinking and got me inspired. How can I solve one of these issues, some of these issues, any of these issues? And so that was what got me down the marketing rabbit hole. I started doing some research, and honestly, I found a mentor and some resources that got me really inspired as well. And I love learning new things. And so finding cool resources set me on this path. It was only about 2 weeks after that haircut that I decided to pull the plug and just do it, to start this business and to give it a shot. And so that's exactly what I did. I didn't do the LLC right away. I didn't do all the stuff. I just buckled down, started trying the stuff, started to try to land clients, built my website, all of that stuff. 2 weeks after that conversation, I decided that I was going to go with marketing, that I was going to just try and make a marketing company, whatever that meant. I didn't plan everything out. I didn't get everything down to the final details. I just decided to do it. And I would figure everything out along the way. And although I don't think that was the most ideal and perfect plan, I think in some ways it was the best thing I could have done, was just to act and iterate. Now, when I started the business, I wasn't sure what I was doing. I was absorbing so many resources, reading so many books, reading so many videos, asking so many questions to my mentor and people online and communities trying to do what I was trying to do. And I learned so much in those first, couple of months, and I still am. I'm, like I said, 7 months in now, and I did learn quite a bit from my first business endeavor. Like, I wasn't super green. I learned a lot from my first business partner, who was my very first business mentor. She taught me so many things, but there was a lot of things that I didn't know and things I had to figure out. Things that she took care of, things like the finances, things that whatever that I didn't ask to peek into because I didn't know I was going to be an entrepreneur. I didn't know that was the route I was going to go back then. I just liked building websites. I just liked cutting hair, like my barber said. So I figured it out. Now, I don't have everything figured out. In fact, I feel like I only have hardly anything figured out. But that's entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is this thing where you feel like you're always working, you feel like you're never doing enough, you never get your tasks on your task list completed when you think you can, and you're always just pushing to the next thing, always just trying to keep on going. And it can be really brutal, but that's just what entrepreneurship feels like, honestly. And this is not just coming from me. This is, coming from people like Alex Hormozy, other people who I've spoken to. Speak to any entrepreneur and they'll tell you something similar. However, entrepreneurship can be really wonderful and can be really powerful. There's this quote that I like that I'm paraphrasing quite a bit, but it basically says, freelancing is like a 9-to-5 job without the security, and it's like owning a business without the scalability. Now, I don't entirely agree with all aspects of that quote. I think there's some more perks and cons. It's a little bit nuanced than that. However, it does highlight one of the big perks of owning a business, and that is the scalability on top of the control and the freedom you get from freelancing. So, if you'd like to learn more about any of the things I talked about in this video, go ahead and leave a comment below, and I'll be sure to make a video about it. I am super excited for next week's videos. They are going to be so much fun to make, and I'm excited for you guys to get to experience them. If you'd like to see more, click over here. And if you would like to subscribe and be ready for those videos that come out next week, click over here. That's all I have for you. Have a great day.